Welcome everyone to another episode of Gettin Up On Sunday. I am your host, Julian Quinones, and today is Sunday, June 8th, 2014. We're going to get into some music from this dude named Your Old Droog, guy named Apathy, BVA from the UK, 20 Sil, and these two guys named Javon and La Kim. Also, we got an interview that we did with two Canadian hip-hop artists. One's named Relic from Toronto and Ghettosocks from Halifax. So that's pretty dope. Anyways, let's get into some music. First off, we got some tracks from Your Old Droog, otherwise known as YOD, which rolls off the tongue quite a bit easier. His sound is very New York, and it's almost reminiscent of Nas in his Illmatic phase, I guess, or his Illmatic era. The project is available for free. We're going to listen to a track. This one's called Lucy in the Store with Pennies. Check it out.
Wanna know my plan B? No plan B. That one bar gets you right like a Zanny. Droogs pop a pill is real. Even if they blackball and stop the deal, digging the back out while you still trying to cop a fill. Dry humping, I don't even try it, I'm triumphant. Keeping it sharp, they won't be asking where my umph went. It's more present than ever now that I'm buzzing like an old bulb that's fluorescent. Get going, you poor peasant. Used to be a scammer, now I no longer go to Western Union or MoneyGram. I get money off the grammar, and the endeavor never ends. Receiving checks from the Netherlands, no time for fair weather friends. Come around when it's sunny and it'll be your Bronx tale. Have your organs on the black market and Yonkers on sale. Go to Riverdale just to make a liver sale and still prevail, leaving behind a positive trail. Pay for my sins like friends when we're out to dinner. A breadwinner because of God, the scar healer. You haven't heard of Barilla. I let Jesus take the wheel in a sound system. He's a car stiller like it's 94 and they stealing computers about the great Buick. My debut sick like Illmatic, killer static, had the greatest reception. Used to be real erratic, had to change my perception. Lose the attention, deficit disorder and hypertension with no meds. We all thoroughbreds, have my pumpkin smoke you like some Marlboro Reds. Bitch ain't the Long Island Lolita, she know how to hold a heater. The key to success is having it locked, but don't get cocky. Talking shit on mushrooms, call it shiitake. I know cats who took LSD and became dumber. Only trips I take is 3 dice with the same number, not including the little getaways to the Caribbean. Even when I'm here, they don't know which crib we in. Hiding out in my lay location, A-OK. They wonder how I stayed so patient. In the cut, laid up like a platypus. Back the chick with a fatter puss. Was real generic when I got Adams. Still gave me play, leeway, so I could go ahead and save my lines for a rainy day. Sincerely yours as he signs the letter. Good times are hard to come by, still it's nines are better. I'm saying, there's no way I'm eating teriyaki wok with a bitch look like an Ewok, bro. You know I hit drive-thrus with tools and eat sushi, drinking sake with dimes. Get a little too stocky at times. Never do I panic. Guaranteed to showboat like the opening scenes of Titanic. Too many rapper types fall for the trap. End up modeling a beanie with a ball for the gap. Tell me, does my speech really call for clapping? It's too much echo in this hall for rapping. Grasshopper, be a showstopper at the opportune time. If a droog's gonna do it, I'ma do it proper. Opportune with the proper tune. And I don't plan to stop for anyone anytime soon. Can't play sick, woman don't trip. Keep it basic, you're not great slick. Impure to the limit, immature, demure. I'm not so sure, looking swell is no chore. But really, what the hell is couture? Yeah, I'm sure. Look, I want something not too many will buy. Thanks, I tried, said the perennial fly guy. Never indulged in peppermint patties are good in plenties. But I once copped a Lucy in the store with pennies.
There is another verse to that, I won't play that one, but that kind of can give you, pump you up and keep you going and everything like that.
You are listening to Gettin Up On Sunday. Visit us at gettinup.com, and that's gettin-up.com.
Yo, what happened to me today? Accidentally said was cracking to a blood, Freudian quip. Surprised that didn't end up with your boy being flipped. But homie ain't tripped, knew it was an honest mistake. Plus I'm neutral, Droog's only concern is his cake. They was definitely effing with me. Before a rapper even says one line, you can tell if he iffy. Know somebody just by watching how they move. Now you could be hyped up or play it smooth, play it smooth. Get guess I'm a punk then. They lick the drunk and munkin' with an old E40 like E40 trying to function. Now tell me, has it sunken that sunken do anything? I just had to bring the funkin' on the Newman or the Telefunkin'. You 47 still trying to rap stop. You have teenagers today making hits right on their laptops. Plugging, thugging while you flexing on them with a dad. Like what you know about that, youngin'? Fuck out of here. They don't wanna know, so keep it on the low. There comes a time when you let that old phony persona go. And yeah, I know throwing hands is honorable, but to me, shooting the family's bringing a gun, airing out the whole carnival. Had this chick named Bernadette, paid a $600 Bernadette. Get my tax return and I'm set, good to go. Bass head like Woodrow. Hoes on my meat, cause I'll remind them of Boris Kudjoe. Y'all put the rum in bumper clock. Better listen with them ears that Dumbo got. Something live straight out the gumbo pot. No pot to piss in. Still brought the hotness, sizzling back up to carry out the vision. Gotta be willing to swing again when you miss. And make sure that your dissing is never disingenuous. Rock, no matter how bad the sound that the venue is. It's light work, never strenuous. I'm at ease, busting down chicks with fatties. Scrolling honey Dutch leaf fatties and getting everything on beef patties with hot mayo. Why you can't get a J.O. because of your felony.
So there you go, people. That was some music from Your Old Droog, the 24-year-old rapper from Brooklyn. You can find his self-titled EP. It's available for free on SoundCloud.com/YourOldDroog. And again, he's got a sound very similar to Nas's, at least his vocal tone, I would say. But yeah, it kind of took me back to Illmatic for some reason. But regardless, it's really dope. Anyways, let's get into some music from Apathy. Apathy is an established independent hip-hop artist from New England, Connecticut to be exact. He has just released an interesting album called Connecticut Casual, and it's a 12-track project that basically, in his words, it kind of reveals a darker, more hidden side of New England. And it covers topics such as unsolved homicide, poverty, Freemasonry, and intriguing conspiracies based on the area, I guess. Very, very local, a lot of local references going on there. But it's really dope. You don't necessarily have to be from there to kind of understand the album. It's intriguing to say the least. Anyways, let's get into some music. This one's called Don't Give Up the Ship.
Underwater where the bodies are hidden, I'm living deep inside a sunken ship with skeletons drifting amongst blood-hungry mermaids who feast on sailors and impale them with harpoons stolen from whalers. I'm the Kraken attacking, I'm dragging you deep in the ocean where the oxygen exits your lungs and your eyes are exploding. Whales exhale songs of old, where the lost pirate gold that an old pirate holds in his cold dead hands, or so I've been told. Still searches for a ship that his shipmate stole. Whoa, land ho, rum barrels and hoes, crows picking eyeballs from the skeleton bones, trunks full of pieces of 8, beaches in sight, outlaw types like Edward teaches to fight, hijack Boston yachts, lick off some shots and let their bodies sink down to the lobster pots. I got Sperry's on, captain on the deck, swabby, carry on, out on Block Island till the very last ferry's gone, with the whole picture etched in swimshaw, pieces of a ripped up map fit like jigsaws, drunken scallywags singing Apathy's joint, ship docks and find a wife out in Apathy Point, subterranean, sonar blip songs from whales, a gun bottle of rum and mug full of ale.
In the early morning sunlight rays of the dawn, set sail on the sea, anchors up and I'm gone. Skulls on the flag, blood on my map with a yo ho ho and a hoe on my lap like hey oh, hey oh, 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 like hey oh, hey oh, oh, oh.
Yeah, I make waves move like a full moon. I make the ocean rock, call me Neptune. I scale sand dunes on a pale beach. Watch the birds flock where the whales breach. I take money, bury money on deserted islands. I'm perverted, smiling at Cersei and the sirens. I was raised in a village full of violence where old blind men sing for shillings with their violins. I'm Leviathan, the ocean that you lying in. My posse stay pirate in the waters y'all are piloting. Old ghost tales, ships without a crew. The Flying Dutchman was scared the shit out of you. I throw you off of my schooner without your scuba suit. My ship will loop the loop and find another sloop to loot. Cannons loaded to shoot, crew full of criminals. Stranded on an island of savages doing rituals. Skulls full of soup, human heads get shrunk. You can't pay off a cannibal with gold in a trunk. Dead men tell no tales, you all get hushed. No parrot on my shoulder cause they talk too much. From a tavern to a cabin where the blooms are kept. I got a very detailed map that shows each step, which I keep around my neck hidden in the medallion as I write a whole album on a Spanish galleon.
In the early morning sunlight, rays of the dawn, set sail on the sea, anchors up and I'm gone. Skulls on the flag, blood on my map with a yo ho ho and a hoe on my lap like hey yo, hey yo, like hey yo, hey ho. In the early morning sunlight, rays of the dawn, set sail on the sea, anchors up and I'm gone. Skulls on the flag, blood on my map with a yo ho ho and a hoe on my lap.
You are listening to Gettin Up On Sunday.
Beefing over bitches.
Hey yo, Bobby fought his best friend.
Beefing over bitches.
Spent a year inside the pen.
Beefing over bitches.
Split a motherfucker's wig.
Beefing over bitches.
They shot him at his mom's crib.
Beefing over bitches.
Mike snuffed his own dad.
Beefing over bitches.
Thrown out his own pad.
Beefing over bitches.
Started a little local war.
Beefing over
They
bitches.
stabbed him at the liquor store.
Beefing over bitches.
Hey yo, pussy's like poison, more like a potion. Fantasized of it since a young boy with lotion. Got my first taste, I was wide the fuck open. No more stroking, I was leaving pussy soaking. When Biggie dropped Juicy, I met this girl Julie. Little bubble booty, had an older brother Rudy, who hung out with some Puerto Ricans like the Juice movie. Real life rider mans who straight up threatened to shoot me. He waited after school as I walked through the snow. Acted like it's my fault that his sister is a hoe. Had a knife in his pocket, but what this faggot didn't know is that Julie told me all about the shit the night before. Didn't really want to fight, but nothing I could do to stop it. Had a beanie on my head and D batteries in my pocket. Took the hat off and dropped the batteries aside, trying to build up the courage even though I'm terrified. Rudy grabbed me by the shoulder, I figured he wanted beef, so I spun around, swung and knocked out his front teeth. So Rudy in the hall the next day, my heart skipped. The sucker walked right past me and ain't said shit. Rudy really tried to start beef.
Beefing over bitches.
Lost both his front teeth.
Beefing over bitches.
Stepped up and got smashed.
Beefing over bitches.
His own crew beat his ass.
Beefing over bitches.
Hey yo, Rob fought this kid Jake.
Beefing over bitches.
Killed the kid by mistake.
Beefing over bitches.
Hit him with a metal bat.
Beefing over bitches.
And Jake's whole skull cracked.
Beefing over bitches.
Will worked at Walmart, now he's just jobless. Wanna stick a weed dealer who lived in his complex, but it's such a complex task to accomplish. Need a gun mask and trustworthy accomplice. Hollered at his homie Hector, who he's known forever. Got a little hacienda with his honey named Yesenia. Stopped at his crib, walked up on his porch, and Yesenia standing there in these little tiny shorts. Now normally a lady would just go and cover up, but this chick is walking around like she didn't give a fuck. Will was probably thinking that she's trying to give it up, cause she keeps bending over like she picking something up. Hector walked out the house, slapped her in the mouth, looking at them both crazy like, what's that all about? Will yelled like, calm down cousin, you wrong, and started sticking his nose right where it doesn't belong, saying that he shouldn't hit her, he shouldn't be with her, and that he acts bitter every time he drink liquor. Hector starts spazzing, Yesenia start laughing, he sucker punched Will in his jaw just for yabbering. And then you won't believe what happened. Will pulled a slow revolver out and started blasting. Accidentally killed Yesenia, but not Hector. Now bullets in his legs set off metal detectors. Will shot his man's chick.
Beefing over bitches.
Dropped the gun and ran quick.
Beefing over bitches.
He hid inside his aunt's crib.
Beefing over bitches.
Now he's doing a long bid.
Beefing over bitches.
Eric got his brother shot.
Beefing over bitches.
Cause he tried to cock block.
Beefing over bitches.
That bullet was for Eric though.
Beefing over bitches.
He killed himself a year ago.
Beefing over bitches.
I swear to God, I'm trying to tell you, a woman gave you life and women can kill you every spring, every summer, every fall, every winter, every spring, every summer, every fall, every winter, winter.
bitches.
Again, that was some music from Apathy and his latest album, Connecticut Casual. The second song that I played is called Beefin' Over Bitches, featuring Kappa Gamma. You can find that album. It's available at apathydgz.bandcamp.com. Next up, I got some music from the UK. This guy's name is BVA, which stands for Be Very Aware, and he's part of the High Focused record label, which is an independent label from the UK. He just released a self-titled album, which he didn't just release it, he released it back in February, but he just put together a music video for a song called It's a Mad World, which features, I don't even care to get into how many artists it features on there, but I think they're all part of the same record label. Anyways, let's check it out. This one's called It's a Mad World.
So where the fuck did you find all these people? Backstabbing degenerates, sluts being deceitful. Sometimes I get so high they're turning see-through. Float on this cloud I'm getting from the pipe I breathe through. I've got spirit, so like you're dead I'll have to leave you. I'm over here trying to keep a clear head. I'll be true to my rules I made whilst I blaze and proceed to kick raps, relax and don't be evil less I need to. Cause these dudes are just oppressed with their lives, so they're coming in disguise, in close with daggers inside. I'm walking in the field but I ain't stepping in their bullshit. Stressing heads, weaving webs, but I'm walking through this. So who's this? Thinking all differently. It's the beef, the world's gone mad but nothing's changed, check the history. They see the point but they're confusing it. Maniacs are losing it, I'm more concerned with twos on the split. It's a mad world, I'm caught up with these mad boys and mad girls. It's a mad world, I'm caught up with these mad boys and mad girls. All the bullshit they're talking ain't real to me. Fire on them. Told you motherfuckers it's over. Disrespecting BBA, fucking crazy. Told you motherfuckers it's over. Your motherfuckers is packed up. Disrespecting zip trick fools, fucking crazy. You're too shady, off kids in a fucking fake these.
Murderers, stranglers, drug takers, gamblers, police cars, ambulances, mainstream media, evidence tamperers, atheists, evangelists, peace and love, angered heads, pure blunts, cancer sticks, ecstatic fun, happiness, sadness, lust and stress, cuff wrist, bloody flesh, knuckleheads stuck in debt, buff women tough to get, butters gets underdressed, 9 bars to nothing left, money stashed on the beds, it's all moving nonetheless. Hip-hop's communities, truth is fucking blessed, eyes bled the colour red, sharp knives cut the bread, divided for the grinding heads, no time for the whining men who didn't feel their passion, now they're asking where the fire went. I'd rather bags are high grade at the brim than diamond rings, find out the higher sims, use your mind, don't tap it in, computers drain your life within the world's gone mad, I'm trying to find a psychiatrist.
It's a mad world, I'm caught up with these mad boys and mad girls. It's a mad world, I'm caught up with these mad boys and mad girls. All the bullshit they're talking ain't real to me. Fire on them. Told you motherfuckers it's over. Disrespecting BBA, fucking crazy. Told you motherfuckers it's over. Your motherfuckers is packed up. Disrespecting cracker jobs, fucking crazy. You're too shady, off kids in a fucking fake. We're in a mad world where I've gathered to tell and announce the males don't fight for actual girls but handbags themselves. I can't wait till I've active cancerous cells, cause what's now happening well, this cracker will inhale and excel and excel. Never affectionate when I enter the realms of this earth's surface, cause these urban nerds turn this dirt into an urns tin. What I'm concerned with, probably aspartame and both types of cocaine, so it's a no-brainer that it won't go away. I stay stoned for days and overnight and blow smoke in your eye, and you can bet that you won't cry, cause you will. Always abusing my skill to amuse and thrill, so you can give this tune 2 wheels and put myself into a next position. I got respect for women if they're better in the bed than the kitchen. I got an arrogant flow on the life, you know, the little facios and batios. It's a mad world, I'm caught up with these mad boys and mad girls.
You're currently listening to Gettin Up on Sunday. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at gettinup.com. That's at gettinup, DOTCOM.
Maybe it's because I'm focused. I
Other people used to think I'm hopeless now. Bitches got me feeling dry about their soap bit. Maybe it's because I want to poke it, then hit the road, kid. I can't let you in, the door isn't open. I refuse to be pulled under. I used to fool dick over tit when I was younger. Fall victim to the hunger, now I'm a new man that doesn't give a fuck if you believe me. So you can wonder just like Stevie. Cause the world's bigger than a slim figure. Dick liquor, man, the dream's thicker. Feel free to join me if you get the picture. Cause I just wanna have fun and burn zoogies. Join the gang for the night and get a hoodie. See, people that know me would tell you I'm a nice guy, but I heard they finished last, so now I'm trying to keep a tight mind if you don't see me. Trust me, I ain't disappearing, I'm just persevering. Because yo, the phone's going off again. Ain't writing raps like I've lost my pen. Got a million numbers, not a lot of friends. And ex-women trying to get themselves into the heads of men. I silence the cougars. And I give a thanks for the criticism. The people that told the truth that didn't think I listened. Well, the truth is I didn't. Just over time it was released like a man in prison. Just had the face that said learn to grow like an adolescent. Learn to fight when at times you wish you had a weapon. Learn to get straight back up when you lose your step in. Learn to ignore ignorant perceptions and say but that's all very well. I'll keep fighting battles whilst my head's caught in spells. Following herds of cattle trying to break free and excel. My cage gets rattled by some sounds being gelled. So, and I heard a few whispers in the background. But where I'm at, I don't watch my back in Smackdown. Say it to my face if you think I'm really whack now. Nah, didn't think so, you're just chatting cause you're that proud. But I meditate with my eyes closed. Smoking weed that packs a nice stone. Call an MC out, then visit cause his wife's home. In the right zone, don't care for the hate. The statement I'll make is, I can't hear you.
So there you have it, people. That was some music from BVA. You know, some hip hop from all the way across the pond. I hate that term, by the way. It's so cliche. Anyways, the second song that I played is called I Can't Hear You, and you can find all that music. Just go to highfocus.com, and that's high-focus.com. Next up, oh, we got some more European stuff. This guy, his name is 20 Syl, and that's 20 SYL. He's a French producer, and I heard about him first like years and years ago when YouTube just started coming out, and he actually had one of the first beat making videos, like how to make a beat, and it was a really interesting watch. It's still available. You can actually look it up. Just look up 20 Syl beat making, and on YouTube, obviously. And anyways, he's going to be releasing a new EP. It's called Motifs, and it's going to be coming out on June 9th, and I believe that's on Monday. He just released a track called Ongoing Thing with Odyssey, who is an artist. I think he's from Virginia or Washington, D.C., that kind of area. And he's part of the Mellow Music group. They're doing big things. Anyways, let's check it out. It's really dope.
I can do this all day, I can do this all night. I can do this all day, I can do this all night.
I could do this all day, I could do this all night, all month, all year, for my whole entire life. Who you know got a home but seen to live on the road, looking like a black gypsy in a caravan of bros. Music for the people, I used to rap on the train. Now I rap on the stage and I'm used to capital gain. I ain't asking for change, I'm good at coining the phrase. What I want is more than ever and never to fade away. Is that too much to ask? Good, cause I ain't asking. Already into action, I had your answer retracted. So slay about my business is crowded enough with me. You added it's just a witness I'd rather not even see. I'm good with the folks around me, get from around me before we commence to clowning. Yeah, keep it on the level, yeah, keep it on the level. I'm climbing up the ladder while you in need of a shovel. Let's get at 'em.
I'm climbing up the. Keep it on the level, keep it on the level. I'm climbing up the. I'm climbing up the. Keep it on the level, keep it on the level. I'm climbing up the ladder while you in need of a shovel.
Yeah. Don't give it to me easy, I like a little challenge. When it feels take a little damage. Slow learning, fast earning, stay burning, wheels turning. It's an ongoing thing. Don't give it to me easy. I like a little challenge. When it feels better, when we take a little damage. Slow learning, fast earning, stay burning, wheels turning. It's an ongoing thing.
I'm climbing up the. I'm climbing up the. I'm climbing up the. I'm climbing up the. Keep it on the level. Keep it on the level. I'm climbing up the. Climbing up the. Climbing up the. Keep it on the level. Keep it on the level. I'm climbing up the ladder while you in need of a shovel.
I could do this all day, I could do this all night. Do this all night.
I can do this all day, I can do this all night. All night, do this all night.
I could do this all day, I could do this all night. Do this all night.
I can do this all day, I can do this all night. All night, do this all night.
Don't give it to me easy, I like a little challenge. When it feels better, when you take a little damage. Slow learning, fast earning, stay burning, wheels turning. It's an ongoing thing. Don't give it to me easy, I like a little challenge. When it feels better, when you take a little damage. Slow learning, fast earning, stay burning, wheels turning. It's an ongoing thing.
I'm climbing up the. I'm climbing up the.
You are listening to Gettin Up On Sunday. Download the podcast every week at soundcloud.com/gettin-up and follow us while you're at it. So there you have it. That was some music from 20 Sil, the French producer, and yeah, he's going to be releasing his album on his EP called Motifs, which will be available on iTunes on June 9th. And yeah, the second song that I played is called Game Set Match. It's a really interesting concept with all the tennis court sound effects, which is, I don't know, I thought it was really interesting. Go to soundcloud.com/20sil to find out more about him. And anyways, let's get into today's interview. So right now I'm on the phone with two Canadian hip-hop artists, the first being Relic, who is a Toronto-based MC, producer, and audio engineer, and the second being Ghettosocks, who is a Halifax-based MC and producer. They're currently traveling across Canada as co-headliners of the Cabin Fever Tour. Relic, what prompted you guys to join forces and put this whole thing together?
Well, yeah, that's a really good question. Socks and I have known each other for a few years now, and sort of the circles of people that we work with sort of intersected a little while ago. And so we've sort of been, bumping into each other here and there and doing different events where we're sort of a part of things. And we actually did a tour back in February called the Golden Tour, which is supporting my latest release. And on that tour, we got to talking about the possibility of just the two of us rolling around and sort of, making things really easy for ourselves in terms of finances and in terms of planning and stuff like that. And we both agreed to handle the bookings sort of with each other and try and figure out how we can get this tour booked. And so that's basically how, we just decided to go at it and see what we could pull together, and dates started coming together. And before you know it, here we are back on the road again. And it's, I feel for Socks because I actually had a month and a half, 2 months off in between, but he's actually, he did the Golden Tour and then immediately went right into the States and did a whole another 30 days of touring through the States down to South by and back. And I had some time in the studio to get some work done and make a little bit of money so we could actually have enough to be back here out on the road again. And then all of a sudden here we are. I went out to Halifax a few weeks ago and we started out there, and we've done a ton of dates. We got all the way out to Newfoundland, and this tour will take us as far as Vancouver. And our last date actually ends up in Moose Jaw. So
okay,
it's pretty good. Yeah.
Interesting. So Ghettosocks is with you, right?
Yeah, that's right.
All right, cool. Ghettosocks, what? You've obviously toured across Canada, your fair share. How is this tour going so far?
It's good so far, man. Every night's a little bit different depending on where we're going, what night of the week it is. There's that sort of variable element to each show, but by and large, we're having a good time every night. The turnouts have been solid, and everybody who's come out has shown mad love, and we've gotten to build with a lot of new people and reconnect with a lot of homies that we've met up with in the past, so it's been real good.
Perfect. One thing I do hear a lot about touring in Canada in comparison to touring in the US or Europe is that it's actually quite hard to do it logistically, really. Is that something that you agree with personally, or do you have any horror stories yourself?
Yeah, no, that's a good point that you bring up, man. Touring Canada is, it's a beast of a different color. We're so spread out, and each city, you're lucky if you have a 2-hour drive between spots, right? Whereas in Europe, you can drive for a couple hours and be in a whole new country. So yeah, it's crazy. And the same with the States, right? So yeah, logistically, it gets a little hairy at times. I haven't had any horror stories, fortunately. One time in Europe, we did a show in Tübingen, Germany, southern Germany, and we were driving around in a Jeep. And the next day, we went to hit the highway, and just as soon as we got to the intersection right before the highway, the Jeep died on us. So we lost the Jeep. We had to reconnect with the promoters of the festival. They were trying to get us on flights, buses, trains. Everything was way too expensive. What we ended up doing was ride sharing with a German military engineer, like a tank engineer. He drove us up to Dresden, and then eventually we went to Poland. But we were on the Autobahn doing 220 on the Autobahn, ripping, and I've never gone that fast in a car. And that was an experience. That was about as hairy as it got on the road, but we still managed to figure out a way to make it work.
I guess, the cliche is true. The show must go on. That's pretty cool, man. Just to wrap things up, I want to play one song from each one of you guys on the podcast. Relic, you released an EP called Golden back in October, I believe. What can you tell us about that project in a nutshell?
That was an interesting one, and there was a number of different factors that contributed to me doing that project. One of them was like it has been a year since my previous release of a record called Miles to Go, which actually incidentally just won the Independent Music Award, which I'm really happy about. I was busy sort of continuing to try to promote that, but I was about to get on the road. I did a tour with Kyprios last November, which was another cross Canada joint, and I really wanted to have something new to give to people on that tour because I had been doing a number of tours in the previous year that was promoting the Miles to Go records. I wanted to have something new for that, and with the way things go with SoundScan and the things that you need to do in order to get grants and stuff, it was really beneficial for me to put together a short project that I could just sort of keep myself relevant and keep myself in people's eyes. So there's a couple of tracks on there that are really there was one that was a bit experimental, which was like the title track, which I kind of veered away from my usual stuff. I had a bit of a different vibe. And there's another one on there called A Wink and a Nod that I did a video with Dan Jardine for, which I'm really happy with. It's so that you can find that on YouTube. It's called A Wink and a Nod. Yeah, overall, really happy with that project and still pushing that one. And upcoming, I'm working on a record that's entirely produced by Fresh Kills, which I'm excited about too. And I have another full-length record with my man Brother Soul. We have a group called The Extras. That record is done, and we're just figuring out the time to release that one too. So lots of good stuff stirring in the pot right now.
Sounds good, man. You're keeping busy. And Ghettosocks, you released an album back in November. It's called For You, Pretty Things. What's the idea behind the cover art?
Well, basically, I like to have a little bit of playfulness and, bring people into my world, so to speak, in all my album art. In my 2009 release, Treat of the Day, there was sort of this ambiguous, pastry-looking thing on the cover, but when you opened it up, it revealed that it was just this monstrosity of a burger with cupcakes and sushi and fries and
chicken wings
and all this stuff hanging out, just like this massive triple-decker, impossible to eat mockery of food. So that's kind of what I did again here with FYPT. Was I had that sort of kind of deadpan, cold, kind of tongue-in-cheek, sexy, the sushi on her back, and then on the inside, it's kind of like the roles are reversed if you check the packaging on the inside. So it's kind of it puts the whole idea of judging a book by its cover on its head, and just sort of just challenging the status quo really, and just doing something a little bit different.
It's brilliant.
Cool. I have to get my hands on one of the copies there. What song from the album would you like me to play for the listeners?
Off my record, you could play Human Sacrifice, aka Cats and Dogs. I think that would be a nice little joint to spice it up.
Perfect. All right, guys. Well, thanks a lot for doing the interview, and good luck with the rest of the tour, eh?
Absolutely, man. We'll see you tonight.
Fire and brimstone coming down from the skies. Rivers and seas boiling.
40 years of darkness, earthquakes, volcanoes, the dead rising from the grave.
Human sacrifice, dogs and cats living together.
See the kid get biz? Will somebody make some goddamn noise? Cats in the back with your girlfriends, what's up? Girls, rub on your kitties. Nah, I said rub on your kitties. It's Halifax finest. I have to rep science. If I want a Cadillac, I'll let Badillac sign us. Y'all know the name, Ghettosocks, ain't a damn thing changed. She want a lock and chain, babe, I'm out of your range. I'll get brain from this dame and then I'm out in the rain. You doubt it, okay, we bout it out of the way. No doubt about it, yo, I'm out of it. Hey, where was I? Ah, yes, she sees you as a challenger. Spitting heat out of your grill, try a silencer. Starts flipping out and gets dramatic in Attica. It's game over, time's up, Mayan calendar. Cleopatra, I don't want a war with ya, so hop into leotards, that uniform fits ya. Some girls are all about one thing, Morticia, an odd thing. As soon as they tighten that drawstring, the next step is vying to cop rings. Then you lock it down despite what your mom thinks. You gotta keep them separated, ain't trying to have offspring.
Fire and brimstone coming down from the skies. Rivers and seas boiling.
40 years of darkness, earthquakes, volcanoes, the dead rising from the grave.
Human sacrifice, dogs and cats living together.
See the kid get biz? Will somebody make some goddamn noise? Cats in the back with your girlfriends, what's up? Girls, rub on your kitties. Nah, I said rub on your kitties. It's Halifax finest. I have to rep science. If I want a Cadillac, I let Badillac sign us. You probably thinking he's nuts. All they get is Mickey D's and a grip of these nuts. Probably had some conversation and a sip of the suds. As far as shacking up together forever, forever, ever. Come on, please, baby, you're killing my buzz. Hit the dance floor and move something, and lose the ultimatum talk unless you wanna see cool running. I'm down for trips to the zoo and boob touching, but ain't you heard the old saying, fools rushing? I guess not. She started off a sex pot, now she wanna put the kid to work like a sweatshop. That's what they do to guys. Boo, I'm unionized. Dudes don't choose to lay it down cause the tune is fine. Ladies too, trusting me with the facts, cause you don't wanna fight for custody of the cat. Keep your own space, that's the simplest choice. And if you're moving in together, then you're missing the point. Come on.
Fire and brimstone coming down from the skies. Rivers and seas boiling.
40 years of darkness, earthquakes, volcanoes, the dead rising from the grave.
Human sacrifice, dogs and cats living together.
I know my fellas know. I know my fellas know what I'm talking about at this point in time. You know the fucking deal. I keep it fucking real. Bill Murray. You know how we do. Winston, what up? Egon. Dan Ack.
For a dog's toy.
A dog's toy?
Yes, that's
well,
what
you
we're
don't know
talking
my
about.
dog.
A lot of
You
energy
obviously
on a
don't
dog.
know my dog.
There's a pet
Don't
store
tell
right
me.
downstairs. Why don't we go
A
down?
pet store down the stairs?
Yes.
What are you, a wizard, a genius? Why didn't you tell me that before? Thanks for your help, you stupid.
You are currently listening to Gettin Up on Sunday. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/gettinup.com. That's Gettin Up, DOTCOM.
What have I done? Who will I be? And what will I become? Questions I stress, checking for answers. I heard none. Submersed in emotional oceans that hopefully I'll emerge from. With these two eyes I see, trying to utilize my third one. I'm perched on a mountain of costly mistakes, and my reflection still doubts that I got what it takes. I flew away, holding my nest egg. I let it drop and I watched it break. I picture myself like a mugshot, gloves off at the bar, steadily taking shots to the face. To personal punishment, I succumb again. Super confused, so up in the way, I'm on the run again. A soft heart turned hard rock, trying to smooth it out, clean slate. No it's not, stress is heavy like a granite countertop. Too hot in the kitchen, cooking up plans for myself, and it don't stop, don't stop. So many other plans we make, control, let go like the hands we shake. You're signing on a contract that's made to break, it's just a promise with a wink and a nod. So many other plans we make, control, let go like the hands we shake. You're signing on a contract that's made to break, it's just a promise with a wink and a nod. It's not safe. Short-sighted and I can't see straight. Short-sighted and I can't see straight. I'm short-sighted and I can't see. Circumstance took away my perfect chance, sharing my personal version of events of these mans I call homies, but most of them don't even really know me. So throw me out with the bathwater, baby. It's probably better if I walk lonely. You feel me? Like the pain, what a shame, no love, Moni. I wear this happy mask cause too many cats ask and wanna treat me like a Sony, trying to console me. I'm jaded and my memories faded, shaking what God told me. It's hard to put a pause in the promises, so honest when I spoke them, then I broke them. Devotion looked at me and said I'll soak him in a number 9 potion, but fidelity spoke to me through a door that I was uninclined to open. Shine tarnished, yet I'm harnessed to my grind, and I dropped the golden key that I was holding out. Freedom was a turn that I passed on the road to do me, and found self-loathing. So many other plans we make, control, let go like the hands we shake. You're signing on a contract that's made to break, it's just a promise with a wink and a nod. So many other plans we make, control, let go like the hands we shake. You're signing on a contract that's made to break, it's just a promise with a wink and a nod. It's not safe.
Alright, so that was some music from Ghettosocks and also a track from Relic. The first song that I played is called Human Sacrifice. The second one's called A Wink and a Nod. And you can follow them both on Twitter. Relic is at Relic McCoy, and follow Ghettosocks at Ghettosocks. And anyways, let's wrap things up. We're going to play some music from Javon and Lakim. Javon is a rapper from Seattle, and Lakim is a producer from Virginia who's affiliated with Selection Radio. And they released a 5-track EP entitled Left, which they released through Hot Record Society. The first song that I'm going to play is called Win Memory. The second one's called Just for Now. And I believe it's available for free. But anyways, just go to gettinup.com and you'll find it there. Once again, thanks a lot to Relic and Ghettosocks for doing the interview today. Really appreciate it. Hope you guys enjoy this episode, and I'll talk to you guys next week. Peace.
How'd your romance coming?
Miss my only friend again, lost her in the wind again. When she come back, I get lost in her again. I'm not appalled if it ends again, grinning. Simple when these women deceive you. That's why I go from what I got to give you. Speak through gifts just to see you. Prick, you can skip, forget you, I don't need you. Right back to baby back like baby, you my ribs, I got to keep you. Protecting the lung that I breathe through. I miss the cuddling with innocence, in a sense. I was pushed up on that big booty but didn't hit. And I'm missing a lack of insolence, getting intimate. Heart emoji sent with the sentences, but it's different now. Chicks don't listen now, when your biggest pal was plotting on your trial just to dig them out. Fake bro said I was tripping, bros told me to get it out. Time testing that loyalty they spit about. Hearts breaking, time to start faking harsh statements. Separate parts, got the chart shaking far. Station hate situations, love we should start making. But I'm just sitting in the dark waiting.
What once was a mystery, now is a memory, truth. Finna spit my soul in overdrive in the booth. I got some shit to tell y'all, let it off my chest. That I'm able to tell you through music, I guess I'm blessed. My soul fragile, said the same for my heart. I put both into my music, that's why I'm changing the art. I also put them in women, but I'm changing my thoughts. It's very risky, you see, and it ain't really smart. I know I'm playing the part, God knows I'm not an angel, but I'm in a sticky situation, I'm kinda tangled. Can't fit your angles in this Django, that's why the pen go boom. Knocking at my rib cage, hit 8 notes. Everybody second guess themselves too much, and by the time it gets to 2 months, man, this is too much. I guess I can't blame you if your ex did you bad. New man in your life, now you questioning what you had or what we had. Home number we stand. All I know is that I love you, and that's on right hand. And we probably gonna be done soon, and I come to accept it. It all happens for a reason, and I'm learning a lesson. It's the vivid memoirs of a confused adolescent, trying to pin my way through life at 11 p.m. at night. I gotta do what's right, son. So I'ma do what's right, huh.
You are listening to Gettin Up on Sunday. Visit us at gettinup.com, and that's gettin-up.com.
Yeah, my heart pick apart from the pieces, hardly a thesis. Species party part in my reach as far as the fetus. He gets garbage at expressing himself, so all she wishes is
she wouldn't see nothing, bro. That's, yeah.
See, the silent man of many words got quiet, but though between them is silence, there's also an urge to talk to her. What? Like, I ain't seen her in a minute, and she got the same smile with the style that made me fall for her. Absurd how I fall for the smallest urge to be lost for words. Lock on my literary lock and lock, so I knock for words. Unascertained, never. Cause her baggage had her blacking at the baggage claim. Like something has to change, but who's to change it? Me? Yeah, I miss her, but who do you think she filling that clock up with when she ain't with me? Oh, you ain't think about that? Well, I don't think about it either. I just think about this rap. For now. What?
Don't you ever come in without making a joke? No. But I was out with one last night.
Conjoin kicks to my groin points and sick feeling. Cause falling for potential get you that coin flip feeling. Man. And I'm looking her head to tail. Nah, I said I'm looking ahead to tail. So far ahead, farther than my heart is bled. Carpet red, girl lit the world up, but now it's dark instead. Beauty, you abuse it. Lies lie on your tulips, and I lose it. Cause all you get is love me not from a tulip.
A tulip has 6 petals. Love me not. Get it?
And I'm so tired of picking them. And I doubt I'm passing the class's curriculum. Cause she be only missing us when he ain't missing them. Ambidextrous, though you left, you still right for me. So when I leave, baby, right for me. And I could be yours rightfully, everything you decide to be. But instead, the same things that she loving him, she don't like in me.
Kitchen, pour me a cup of coffee and make it like I like my man, hot, black, and strong.